We're going to be looking at contour line drawing for class today. So you're going to need a medium-sized Sharpie or a thinner Sharpie, that's up to you, but some sort of marker or pen, because what we're working on, we cannot erase, so we can't start over. The idea is that it's straight black and white, and what you put down is what you put down. The first thing we're going to work on is doing 5 objects. So grab any 5 objects from around you. I think I'm going to do a roll of tape. I'm going to do a pair of scissors, a pencil. Let's see, I have my iPhone here, and I have bottled water over on the side. So I'm going to work on drawing those. I'm going to set those slightly off camera because the angle I see them off camera, you're looking straight down, but I see them from the side, is going to be a different view than what you see, and I don't want to confuse you. So if I'm looking at, say, my roll of tape, the biggest problem is a lot of students tend to think, oh, it's round, it's a roll of tape, so I'm just going to draw it, say, like this, because this is what a roll of tape looks like, and maybe I can see one of the edges. But that's not really what we see. If we're looking at the tape, we're seeing it from an angle from the side, so it's going to have more of a rounded out elliptical look. And since we're doing our contour drawing, we have to remember that you want to try not to overlap, and you don't want to pick your pen or your marker back up off until you have to. So this would be like the top edge of my tape and that back inside edge, and then I can come down here and I can add in that front edge for my roll of tape. The next thing I'm going to do are my pair of scissors. Now again, contour line doesn't mean you're putting it down and you're tracing it. That's not what this project's about. You're looking at them off to the side, kind of at an angle, which means you're going to see them a lot differently. The other thing you need to take into account is that while we're drawing, these things don't have to be relative in size to one another. You might have one that's really big compared to another one that's really small, and that's perfectly okay for this project. I'll come down here, and it kind of has a little jagged edge up. And now I do have to pick up because I'm going to overlap, and I don't want to overlap. Come down here and put in the little bolt that's down there. So this is roughly what my scissors kind of look like as far as a line contour would go when I'm drawing those. See, I said I had a pencil that I was going to work on. So if I want to, I could even turn my paper and do my pencil at a different angle. But let's see, I have the eraser part, and then you have the little crimped edge. And don't forget. All right, so I can pick up there, and I can come back up here and add in my other line. There we go. So then I would have my pencil. So I have 1, 2, 3 objects. I'm going to do a couple more. And see, I said I was going to do my iPhone. So again, we're not working necessarily to size. So if I'm looking at my iPhone on the table set out here, it's going to be at an angle, which means I also need to draw it at an angle. It's not coming straight at me. It is going a little bit to the side. And I have my phone case on, so I'm going to draw this here. Pick it up there because I don't want to overlap. Kind of like that. If you want, you could even do some reflection marks, right? Just like that in a couple of the corners to show that it's reflecting off of things. And then I believe the final thing I was going to do was my sparkling water can. Again, we're not working to size. So I'm going to come through here, little pull tab that's on the top. To cut it a little short because I'm going to run into some of my other objects that are on there. My little logo that's on. Kind of like that. So there I have my 5 objects. They take up most of my paper space. If you draw them a little too tiny, you might have to add a few more in there to take up your paper space. But that's our 5 objects with contour lines.